Okay, so it is Friday the 8th of September. It is swim night number 4. First thing I want to do is shout out to my dear friend Janine. She's going to Lake Placid, New York to do the Ironman competition up there this weekend. And she's a friend of mine. I met in the motorcycle racing community. She works race control in New Jersey Motorsports and does corner work and race control work at Summit Point here in the Mid-Atlantic region. And she's going up to Lake Placid to be an Iron Woman. And I love her. She's my hero. She's one of the people that told me I could do this. You know, I joked about it for years and never thought I could. And as long as I believe that, I was right. And then, oh, thank you, my friend. Thank you so much. And then after talking to her, and then after her communicating to me that I could do this, you know, I just want to shout out to her and tell her, Janine, thank you. I love you for motivating me to go ahead and be who I'm supposed to be what God created me to be. Good luck in Lake Placid. I'm praying for you. As far as swim training, I made it 275 yards last time and mildly injured myself. It was pretty sore for a couple days after that. Had to take it real easy on the bike and the running because of an unnatural motion I made in the pool, and that happened because I was weak and my technique stinks. So tonight, I went into the swim and I just focused on technique. I brushed up on my YouTube training because we all know that professional triathletes go to YouTube for their training, right? Right. So I brushed up on my training videos and I got a better understanding of how to breathe better and how to get more air in my lungs while I was swimming. And for those of you that have that same problem, or if you're overweight, or you know, if you're just not a good swimmer, I can tell you one of the basic early on things that helped me with my breathing technique was to keep my head lower in the pool, to keep it almost straight down. Because at the slow speed that a new swimmer goes, the bubbles will come straight up into your face and maybe not even leave your nostrils correctly. If you're going slow enough and you're trying to breathe out your nose like they tell you to do, the nostril, the air doesn't even go behind you and come out. It just sticks in your nostril. So one of the things that helped me with that was to keep my head down, which is better for form and speed and everything else, which I didn't care about all that. I was just trying to breathe. But by having your head down, looking straight down the pool, or slightly in front of you, slightly, but not like up like this, keeping your head this way lets the air go out of your nostrils and it allows you to exhale slow and controlled, but fully. A full exhale is important. And then you do your 3 or 4 count or whatever, you know, whatever your little thing is to get yourself going. And when you turn your head, you can get that air now. And if you really think about it, the first time you go to swim, it's not going to matter because you're going to stink so bad, you're not going to be able to do it anyway. So don't be a form expert on visit 1. Just worry about the technique of swimming and cupping and getting your body in forward motion. If your breathing's not right and you got to stop frequently, like a lot, and side stroke or tread and recover, or swim along the edge of the pool so you can stop and grab the edge anytime you want and recover, then do it. We talked the other night about getting technique down before you add distance, and speed is last and it will almost take care of itself later. You know, pros get into brick and interval training and there's a place for all that, and we'll cover all that as the time as it comes and it's appropriate, but in a general way, when you get to a fitness level that allows you to compete continually without stopping and gasping for air, your time is naturally going to come way down. You're going to get way faster automatically. So let's not look at the stopwatch. Right now in our stage of development, I'm assuming if you're watching this video, you're like me and you're new and you're not fast. So we know that we need to focus on technique before distance, and that speed will happen all by itself. Slow, smooth, smooth, smooth. But as we break technique down in swimming, let's focus on the technique of motion, forward propulsion. I believe, my opinion, that is more important than, you know, the proper kicks and the proper exact head angles and breathing and all that. And I know many professional coaches will argue with me, but I think they're forgetting that when you're so new and so out of shape, like I and many of you watching this video may be, you're going to be going so slow in the water, you literally can't exhale the air out of your nostrils properly. So first learn how to propel in the water. And then as you do that, you'll run out of air horribly quickly. Amazingly, frightfully quickly, you'll run out of air. So as you get your propulsion down, then get into breathing. Then get into kicking and level form and, you know, all the rest of the minutia that comes with being perfect. And, you know, after 6 days of that, I'm sure, you know, you'll get Michael Phelps' contract and everything will be good. So, that was my focus going into tonight. And it worked. It worked good. I kept my head down. I was breathing. I was getting air. And I was cupping, and I was bringing my arms closer down to my body, more like this, you know, as I was stroking and all that, you know. And I was pleased with the fact that I was able to knock 200 yards out without ever stopping. I just got to the end of the lane, caught my breath, went back, caught my breath, back, and so on and so forth. Next thing I knew, I did 200. And I thought, wow, this is still incredibly difficult, but it went from horribly incredibly difficult to just incredibly difficult. You know, getting the air you need and propelling your body properly is you know, it's only natural you're going to feel progress. So I got out at 200 yards, went over to a hot tub, checked on my knee, you know, not to sound like a sissy, but that's always in the back of my mind right now. It's haunting the thoughts that I have about the knee pain coming back like that. So I went over, sat in a hot tub, did an inventory on my knee. Everything was good. I was walking fine without a limp across the concrete in the pool, and everything was just wonderful. I was just enjoying myself. It was fun. I was having a good time. So, oh, thank you, my friend. Thank you so much. Oh, the cranberry. That's fine. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, thank you. Okay, got it. So as I was going, yes, no jump cutting and editing and fakery on my YouTube videos, by the way. As we do this is real life. I'm not cutting video. If I say something wrong or goof something up or something happens, this is life, okay? Welcome to my life. If you're here, I'm assuming you're not a professional. You're not looking for professional video editing. What you are is probably an older or out of shape person who's interested in getting into triathlons for the purpose of fitness. And if that's you, welcome. And we're having shrimp tonight. So, yeah, as I learned to swim better and did the 200 yards way more easily than I've ever done before, I rested, inventoried my knee, and I went back and I thought, I'm going to hit 300 tonight. I'm going to do it. I hit 275 the night I got hurt and backed off. And then I went back and did 200 and backed off, you know, and I feel good about that. Not bad. I'm not ashamed of that. I'm proud of that. It was the right thing to do. But tonight I went for 3, and when I got to 3, I thought, wow, this is cool. And I caught my breath, got out, went back to the hot tub, and I thought I swam farther than I've ever swam before in one night. Well, except when I was in Boy Scouts. I swam a mile as a child 25, 30 years ago. Teenager, I guess. But that was 30 years ago. I was a different human being then. I don't even, like, remember that hardly. So, as an adult, tonight was as far as I've ever swam. And I was thankful for that. And I was thankful that I wasn't injured anymore and I felt better. And I went ahead and I said, you know what, I'm going to slow down on the last 100. I'm going to go slower on purpose, but I'm doing the 400. 400 is incidentally the length of the swim that I have to do in my first triathlon that's coming up. The Try for Love in Herndon, Virginia on September 24th, 2017. That will be my first triathlon. And the swim distance is 400 yards. So I thought, wow, I'm really slow and I'm taking breaks in between, and it certainly won't be a record time, but can I do the whole distance? And I did. I did it. To be honest with you, like, not bragging or anything, because you know how conservative I've been in my training. But just to be honest with you, it didn't hurt. And I'm pleasantly surprised as to how easily I've recovered and how well I feel. So that's the report for that mileage, that distance, and that amount of time. Talk to your doctors if you've been injured, your physical therapist for those of you who are dealing with injuries. Don't do like me and push too much too soon, because every time you take a step back, it's emotionally debilitating and you feel defeated, and that will keep you from wanting to train. You're better off starting light, listening to every word the doctor tells you. If all you can do is a leg lift to exercise your knee or your ankle, or you know, your glute muscles torn or whatever it is, if all you can do is a leg lift and the doctor says, I only want you to do one of those a day, if that's what you can do, then bless God, you do that and be proud of it and get through your training. It is better to have a smaller goal that is proper and reasonable, and achieve that goal and feel good about that, and then continue. I went for 300 tonight, stretched it, it was okay. I feel extra special good. You know, but if I got to 300 and it didn't happen, 400 didn't happen,